And good morning.
Good morning.
This is the view out the back of our trailer. We were pretty comfortable last night.
Very comfortable. Very comfortable.
That's Wickenburg. I think it got down to 47 last night, which isn't really too 45, something like that. He's kept us pretty warm.
So someday when my ship comes in, I know just what we'll do. We'll pack our bags and quit our jobs and have a holiday for two. We'll pack our bags and quit our jobs and have a holiday for two.
Hey everybody, taking a ride out Constellation Road on the quad. We are parked at Constellation Park in the campground, but I'm taking a ride on the quad. We're going to go out and see if I can find a place called Sofie's Flat Trailhead. I think there's a place there where you can BLM camp, and they fixed it up. I haven't been out there in a long time, probably about 6 or 7 years, and I think they fixed it up since I was out there last. But they put a restroom, they graded it all off, and you can camp there for free. It's a place where you can do horseback riding or trail riding or hiking or anything like that. And they even have a restroom there. So let's go check it out. Sofie's Flat Trailhead and campground area. It is a beautiful day today, so taking a little ride, enjoying the beautiful weather. I'm on Constellation Road. And actually, I just got to the part right there where those Jeeps are up there. That's where the pavement ends, and they are probably airing back up, because this is a popular road for Jeep off-roaders and ATVs and stuff. This road goes on and on and on. You can actually get to Crown King from this road if you know the way. But that's east, that's south, and that's west towards Wickenburg. So we're going to head east on Constellation Road and then turn up and look for Sofie's Flat. Here I go. Now if you get out here and you have a four-wheel drive vehicle, Jeep, ATV, dirt bikes, those kind of things, this is a really fun area. You can have a blast out here. There are so many trails all over here. And a lot of trails, like I said earlier, some of these trails go all the way to Crown King, or you can go down to Morristown with these trails. And this is BLM land. Some of this is state trust land, so just a good idea to have your state trust permit and a good trail map so you know where state trust land begins and BLM land begins. This is pretty typical for Arizona. The road out here is really a lot better than I remember it years ago. It's been well maintained. There is an attraction out here. I think reason is why the road is so well graded is there's a gold mine adventure out here. I'll put it at the end. I'll tell you about it at the end of the video. I think I put it on the last video too. But watch for the sign coming up that says Sofie's Flat. There it is, Sofie's Flat. Okay. Now once you get what the sign is, just turn up and go north. And it's about another 1.5 miles. And look at the road. I mean, how nice it is, right? It's like a freeway. This road used to be a lot rougher, but I think they've come through in the last several years and they've graded it down and maintained it and turned this Sofie's Flat area into a good trailhead for horseback riders, trail riders, hikers, those kind of things. It's a very popular area. And if you keep your eyes open, you'll notice some spots off to the side where you might see some campers. And there are places here that you can pull off the road and camp. It is BLM land, so just keep that in mind. Now, some of the roads that get to those little campsites might be kind of rough. I saw a trailer parked off to the right, but the road getting to where he was parked was kind of rough. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's not going to be smooth. There are going to be some rough areas, so some people don't mind that. But getting to the actual Sofie's Flat area is really easy to do. You can do it with a car, SUV, any of those kind of vehicles. You don't need a four-wheel drive vehicle to get out here. If you do the trails around here, though, yes, you do need four-wheel drive. Not all the roads are nice like this, so just keep that in mind. Best time of year to come out here would be, the winter. Like when I filmed this, it was end of January, beginning of February. The weather's great to come out here. Actually, starting in October, middle October, probably all the way through middle of April should be fine. We actually get some warm spells sometimes in February and April, and through there in the spring we'll get some warm spots. Sometimes where it warms up a little bit. There was a camper off to the side. Kind of a funny spot to be camping. But the weather will warm up in patches sometimes for a week or so, and then cool back down. Once you hit end of April, mid-April, end of April, then you start to get into the warm season. It can get warm out here in the summertime, but some people don't mind that. If you come out early in the morning, you want to do some trail riding and stuff. It's not that far. It's probably about 5.5 miles from the highway in Wickenburg to Sofie's Flat. And it's probably about 3.5 miles from the Constellation Park campground. So, just to give you an idea. There's no hookups out here, though. When you get out here, it's just boondocking. There is a bathroom. You'll see that in just a minute. There's a Ramada where you can have a picnic lunch, sit down and eat. But the Ramada is kind of a shared use item for the area. It's not something exclusively for the campers, because there's a lot of areas you can pull out away from there that you can camp at. And you'll even find some fire rings as you get away from the restroom and the Ramada area. You'll find some spots where there's already fire rings. So look for those. That kind of tells you that somebody's been there before camping. And by fire rings, I mean when people come out here, they collect rocks and they take their shovels and dig a little hole, and they build up around the hole with some rocks and make a nice fire ring area. I just wanted to get a picture of the Sofie's Trailhead sign, and then all of a sudden this car came out. Kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting a car to be traveling out here. It was actually nobody out here when I came out. Just beautiful weather, though. Come out, try it out if you want peace and quiet. There was nobody camping out here, and this was a Saturday. Get that, huh? Wow. You have the whole place to yourself. And the usual things, like I always say, make sure you pick up your trash, mind the 14-day stay limit, pack it in, pack it out. Right. I made it. This is Sofie's Flat. Sofie's Flats. And I don't know if you could see it on the video, but there were some people boondocking along the road here. Along Constellation Road, and also the one that I just came in on. It's got a name, and I can't remember. Blue Tank Road. That's what it is. Blue Tank Road. So this is all a BLM campground. There's a 14-day camping limit here. And there's no charge, no fee. And the road in wasn't really too bad. A little washboardy, but really not bad at all. It looks like it's been maintained pretty well. And just some information about it. This is an area where you can do hiking. You can bring horses out here. They have hitching posts and places for the horses to hitch up here, like right over here. So a lot of folks like to come out here. I would imagine if you had a horse trailer, you could just pull in anywhere. A lot of folks have horse trailers with campers on them, so you could just pull in somewhere and offload your horses, ride your horses out here, and it is just beautiful. Even have some restrooms. This is all fairly new. I think I remember coming through here about 7 or 8 years ago, and this wasn't here. I don't remember this being here, so this is all fairly new. A little place to eat and picnic here, have lunch. There's the trailhead start right there. Really nice. It's February 1st today, February 2nd, and the weather's this weekend. The weather's supposed to hit like 75, 80 degrees, and then next week's gonna hit 80. Oh, crazy. They look pretty nice. Oh yeah, very clean. Nice. And look at this whole area, all this back here. You can, anywhere you find a spot, you can pull in and level up. That'd be the tricky thing, is just finding a spot where you're level. This is something I was talking about on another video I just did recently about summer travel. And pack it in, pack it out. That's really helpful, very helpful. Pack all your trash, everything. If you do some shooting, please pick up your shells and casings, targets, and respect the signs and barriers, and of course the 14-day stay limit. Basically, you stay somewhere for 14 days, then move to another site, find a different site somewhere. It says 25 miles, but you know, I mean, they'll cut you some slack there, I'm sure. I mean, it's just the idea. I don't want people coming out here and just trying to live out here for months and months. In the wintertime, the weather's so beautiful out here in the wintertime. It's very tempting, I know. A lot of guys come out here with their ATVs and do riding. And there are trails from here. There are trails that go up. If you go north of here, you'll run into the Hassayampa River. There's a real cool little story. I don't know if any of you have ever heard the story of the, it was back in I want to say back in 1880, somewhere around 1880, there was a dam they built north of Wickenburg up here, a little town up here, and it was a 110-foot dam, earthen dam, back in 1880, and they let the water build up behind it, and they made a huge lake, and they were using the water for mining. But there was so much water and such a big lake, they had all kinds of plans to turn it into a recreation destination in 1880, no less. But Arizona had a year or two of heavy, heavy rains. And we get those once in a while. And I think the dam was built for about 3 or 4 years, and then they had a period of months where we had lots and lots of rain. And the dam overflowed and broke and washed everything. That 110-foot dam just gave way, and the whole Hassayampa River just flooded out. And I think it killed like 100 people. And a lot of people don't know that story. I didn't know it until I was reading an account about it from a guy up in Wickenburg, or no, a guy up in Prescott, who was telling a story about it. About the midnight ride of Arizona's Paul Revere. Call him the Arizona's Paul Revere. When the dam gave way up that way, probably about 15 miles north of here, and the dam gave way and just washed all the way down through the Hassayampa River, and they found bodies washed all the way down the river months and months later. Really sad. I don't remember the exact date. I'll put it on the video for you so you can see it on the video. I'll make sure to put the date on the video and a little link so you can look it up. It's really interesting. One of Arizona's worst disasters that a lot of people don't know about. Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Dave here, and I'm going to show you how to find Sofie's Flat Trailhead and kind of give you an idea of some of the things I talked about in the video. So let's jump into it. Here's Wickenburg. So you're going to find Wickenburg north of Phoenix or coming down those 93 from Kingman and Wiki up. You're going to meet right in here. Look for, when you get into Wickenburg, you're going to look for Constellation Road and turn off, and that's where the campground was that we stayed at the park here, at the Constellation Park campground. And there's a video I did last week on that one, so you can look for that one. But you're going to take Constellation Road and go on up to past where the road ends, where the pavement ends. This is usually where folks like to air down or air up after they've been on the road. Here's that sharp turn here. And head up to Constellation Road to Sofie's Flat Trailhead. So I'm going to jump into a different map and kind of show you what it looks like on Gaia maps. So now I'm on a different map. And let me show you what I'm talking about, because I know sometimes you hear me talk about going from state trust land into BLM land. So here is where the campground was at Constellation Park. This is the rodeo grounds. This is the campground right here. And you're right on the borderline of state trust land right there, but this is all private city land right here. This is the city of Wickenburg. Then you go into state trust land, and then look at this. This area shaded here, this is Hassayampa BLM field office. So this is BLM land. And this is what I'm talking about. You go from BLM, state trust, BLM, and then when you turn up to go to, oh, there's the turn. So where this was right there, this is going to be part of the state trust land. And then when you get to the turnoff on Blue Tank Road, let's make sure I got the right one here. Yeah, this is Blue Tank Road. Notice how it goes from state trust land back and then into BLM land. So the yellow shading here tells you it's BLM land. So that's what I'm talking about. Arizona's one of those weird kind of states. A couple other states like Nevada, New Mexico, even parts of Southern California, other states. There are a few other states too that have this setup where you go state trust, BLM, private property, and so on. So it just really helps to have a trail map so you know if you're out here driving the road and you find a good spot to camp, and then say you're camping over here somewhere, you want to make sure you have a state trust permit so that in case the sheriff comes by and happens to ask for your permit, you've got it. But if you're on BLM land, you don't need that permit. I hope that makes sense. And some people get confused on that. So BLM land is Bureau Land Management, and it belongs to the state, but it's federal land. So it's kind of weird, but that's the way it works. So BLM land, state trust land belongs to the state, Arizona. It goes back years ago when Arizona became a state. They gave all the states that came into the union later, they gave them state trust land. It is complicated, but the state trust land is what they can use to help back when they became a state. State trust land was used to help fund the education and certain other programs within the state. It's complicated, but that's basically what it is in a nutshell. So when you get out here, this used to be, like I said, this used to be just, you drove right through here and there was a wide spot here where people camped. But they came through about 6-7 years ago and really upgraded this whole thing right in here. And look at all these trails. So Blue Tank Road actually does continue on up. If you follow it in, it turns into Rincon Road, which goes back into Wickenburg. But you can also take trails that go on up north. And here's the Hassayampa River up here, right here. And that's a lot of fun. If you have an ATV, Jeep, four-wheel drive vehicle, good ground clearance, there's actually a way you can take the Hassayampa River all the way through here. There's overlanders that take this road, or they follow the Hassayampa River and do overlanding, because you can just follow it all the way up here. And then they find places to camp along the river. It's a fun ride. So if you're into that kind of thing and you've never come out here for that, check it out. It's a lot of fun. Now, in the other part of the video, I talked about, let me see if I can find that. It's the Walnut Grove Dam site. And I might have called it Walker, but there is a little place here. I think there's like a Walker Ranch or something here up this way. There's the Walnut Grove Cemetery. There was a ranch here, Walnut Grove Ranch. There's the Hacienda Historical River. And then Wagner, Walker Place Windmill. See, there's a road here. I think this is called Wagner Road. Let me zoom in on it. Wagner Road is the one you take down. But one of these days I'm going to come down here and check this out. I don't think you can drive all the way down to where the dam site was. Let me see if I can keep going. There it is. I don't think you can get down here real easily with a quad or an ATV. There may be a way. I just haven't found it. I haven't tried it yet. But right here is where the Walnut Grove Dam, this is where the dam was built years back in 1890. It actually was built. Let me skip over to the actual story here. Walnut Grove Dam was built north of Wickenburg back in 1886, 1888. And it failed in 1890, so I was a little off on the date. Killed 100 people. It was intended to be used for gold mining, but they started getting on all these plans, and they had big ideas. Unfortunately, as I read through the story, the dam wasn't exactly built to codes, not like dams today are built. It was sort of an earthen, tar, and rock, and here's a picture of what it looked like. This is a picture they took of it. It was just kind of a rock and tar paper and stuff thrown together. They did make a dam, and it worked. Unfortunately, it wasn't built to codes, and it wasn't built to really handle being full. I'm not even sure they built a spillway, to be honest with you. Let me go back and show some more pictures here for you. He was kind of a half good, the one who built it. Was Blake, I think was his name. He was kind of a half good engineer. He did okay, but it wasn't built to really be able to withstand the rains that came and eventually that much pressure. You know what I mean? I'm not a dam builder, but I think if I'm going to build a dam that big, I'm going to make sure I got somebody that knows what they're doing. But that's a picture or drawing, I'm going to say, illustration of Walnut Grove Dam under construction back in before that. And then here's kind of what the lake looked like when it got full. And they had all these great ideas. They were going to put sailboats on here, have people come up here from Wickenburg and from the Phoenix Valley, from Prescott, and enjoy in the summer and get on the lake, that kind of stuff. Fishing. They had some really big plans, which is kind of funny for 1890. They had some big plans. But unfortunately, they had a lot of rains in 1889, and it just kept raining and raining, and it gave out in January, I think it was January or February. Yeah, February of 1890. Some 7 inches of rain fell. That is a lot of rain in one short amount of time. And, well, the rest is kind of history. They did send this guy. There's a man on YouTube from Prescott who tells the story of this. And he tells the story of the Arizona's Paul Revere story. How they sent this man down the river a couple of like an hour or several hours before the dam gave way. They knew that it was going to give way. They sent this man on a horseback down the river to go warn everybody that the dam was going to collapse. And they made the mistake of paying him all of his money to do this when he left. Well, he took his money, got on his horse, he went down the river, he yelled at a few people, then he stopped in at a bar and spent the rest of his money, and well, he never got down the river the rest of the way. I don't know if he survived or not the flood, but when the flood came, it just was really, really, there it is, Burke. Rather than riding down river, he stopped at a nearby bar for a drink. Got drunk and never warned anyone of the failure of the dam. And then at 9 that night, the water overtopped the dam. And the rest is history. Kind of a funny, it's sad, but it's kind of funny too. I keep thinking they should make a movie of this. It'd be great to make a movie of it. So anyway, that's the story of that. And then Sofie's Flats out there. And hope you enjoyed this video. check it out. It's really nice out there, especially in the winter, the fall, winter, and early spring before it gets hot. All right. Well, have a great day, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out the door and catch you on the next one.